All right, what is going on, guys? Crypto Mac here, bringing another crypto video. Today, we're going to take a look at Cardano and do a 2022 outlook video for Cardano. So, give some price predictions analysis where I think Cardano could be heading this year. I've done this for almost any coin I speak about on the channel. So, Cardano is one of my last few that I'm going to give an outlook for. So, just want to say this video is not financial advice, guys. Please do your own research. Looking short term, we can see we did break out of this major resistance line, unfortunately. It was a bit of a fake out, as we've seen well along the line many times, and come back down, which is not ideal, but that happens. And you can see we found resistance. Some support along this sort of trend line as well. Previous resistance here, and then support here. So we're currently just sitting, trading $1.35. It's not too bad, at all. It's positive signs to break out of this line, but obviously we want to hold it as support and confirm that breakout and head higher. So the things to look at for Cardano on the more macro scale, we can see this descending triangles in information, which is not a bullish pattern. It's actually bearish, but we did hit the resistance line as well, which makes sense. So we did hit that, and unfortunately we got rejected. So ideally, we come back down, head up, and try to test it again and break through that line. About $1.50. It's not a massive move for Cardano at all. If we have a look, it's about a 14% move, which is not too massive. We could definitely see that take place quite quickly and then break out of that and then trend higher. Another big line to break would be this line here. So if we look at it, that's at about $1.70, that sort of range. So two major lines here, which I think once we break through both of these, we'll be looking extremely bullish again and could see a pretty solid move for Cardano moving forward. I think 2022 is just going to be a massive year for this coin. I think some major news might be extremely relevant and important to see major run-ups. And just looking at the chart here, we look at the past sort of year we've had for Cardano. Just these two main run-ups, effectively, and coming off these main run-ups with big corrections as well. So if you have a look, from this low here was a 164% move in 22 days, less than a month. Really massive. And then following that was a correction which was 60% and lasted 2 months. And then once again, another massive move, 196%. And then again, big correction following 60%. If we actually look at this, 61% correction. And from this top here, 58%. Very similar in correction percentage size. Obviously, this one's been longer, but in saying that, the rise was highest. This is 167%, whereas this one was 197. And so it makes sense that one, the percentage decrease was greater, but also took longer. So we've spent a lot more time consolidating the price, as well as the correction was also a few percent larger. So it does make sense in that aspect. Another thing to look at is the big descending channel. So it's that same line I drew at the top, which I said was that big resistance, and anywhere around $1.65 to $1.70 is that breakout target if you see trajectory somewhere similar to that, which, you know, straight up and might not happen obviously, but if we do, that's the level to break, as well as this major support line which we keep coming back to fall on. And if we do come down to $1 or less than $1, then there'll be more support. But I can't see Cardano going less than $1 because we just have this major support line at that $1 level right there. So as you can see, we're past it. So if we do come down for support, this will be our major support line. If we go through this, well, then that would not be good for the market. Just want to also clarify that I'm extremely bullish on the entire market in 2022. I think the market cycle is going to extend into 2022. Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time highs this year, and therefore a lot of the market will do the same. And if that doesn't happen, well, then I don't think any predictions I make are going to come true, because I think we'll be in for a big correction as an entire market, as we see at the end of a market cycle. But as I said, I don't think that's the case. A lot of indicators don't point towards that. They point towards extending into 2022. And so that's my belief. And another thing to look at on the logarithmic chart is this more major trend line, which is obviously our major support level we've seen along the line. We can see that $1.35 currently, and just found this support line, which is always good to see. Coming down, it's always good to look at the logarithmic chart and see some patterns. As well as that, you can look at this trend line, which is an ascending wedge. We can see which is actually bearish, but we could see the market cycle peak at this top line as well. I think it's very important, and always a chance we do see the market cycle peak somewhere around this line up here, and then maybe a big correction coming off that, which would be somewhere around $4 to $6 kind of area. Up here it's around $4, maybe $5. And yeah, so the chances are we could end up hitting that target. Another thing to look at is the Fibonacci extension in terms of making price predictions. And we can see right here that $4.38 is that main target at the 1.618, and the next target is about $6.30. I think that might be a bit out of reach to hit that level. I would say more $4 to $5 is probably sometime in 2022, which could be you know, Q2, Q3, even Q4 that we see that. But I would say anywhere between $4 to $6 is probably the most realistic price that we see. And again, it's like, that is a massive move up, and many people are against that. But I think if Cardano really rallies and has an awesome year and sees some big news, then I think Cardano could definitely hit that. Also provided that Bitcoin has a massive move and hits all-time highs in 100K, 150K. Hopefully. Another thing to look at, ADA Bitcoin. So this is pretty important. If we see we broke out of this descending channel, and not only that, but we also confirmed the breakout right there, and we also broke out of this symmetrical triangle. So 2 major breakouts, and confirming the breakout's really good. So it just indicates that Cardano could be on a big move against Bitcoin, which is really important. And also we found support on this ADA ETH chart right here. So this is also a good move. You can see ADA has oscillated against Ethereum for quite a while now. And if we are able to hit that top line, we'll be looking at 170% move against ETH. So there's no guarantees this will happen, but if it does, and as it has in the past, hitting levels of around that target, or you could even draw it a level around here and say anywhere between these 2 lines is a point that we could hit somewhere around there, which again is about 150% move against Ethereum. They're pretty solid runs. All in all, I'm extremely bullish on ADA. I think it's in for a good year. I'm trying not to be too deterministic. Obviously, I know anything can happen. I know a lot of people are pretty fearful about ADA and don't think it's going to perform well, but there is just a lot of fear in the market in general, and yeah, I just believe it's in for a pretty good year. So let me know your thoughts. Please give the video a like, guys, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later.